So it's great to be here. Some new faces, just looking quickly at those in attendance, but certainly some of our tried and true and loyal followers and supporters, both in media and coaches and administrators. Obviously, this is the day that we use to kick off our season, our 27th season of Patriot League football. And I especially appreciate the fact that you all are here today. I know for the coaches and student athletes, this is kind of signaling the beginning of the two-a-days and some pretty intense workouts and you know, the hard work that you put in the off season and now comes to fruition and hopefully on the playing field for the season. But also to our media and people who follow us and support us throughout the year. We know that these summer days are precious, and we're delighted that you take some time to spend your time with us and make sure that we have a great connection with the media and our external friends and people that certainly follow us throughout the season. Without a doubt, last year's performance and certainly Lehigh's success on the field will be difficult to replicate. But I think perhaps it might be the new standard for the Patriot League. And certainly that's something that I think we all aspire to. To finish the season ranked 5th in the country, to play in the quarterfinals of the FCS Championship, to win the Lambert Cup as the best FCS team in the East, and to have players acknowledged both as the most outstanding offensive and defensive players at the ECAC in terms of Chris Lum and Andrew Shadsky from Georgetown, I think are all wonderful accomplishments for the league. But I'm hopeful that this will be a sign of continued success for the league as we continue to move forward, both in terms of the success on the field as well as in the classroom. So the challenge is, can we continue to have this kind of success and replicate what we've done on the field in this past year? And I think the answer is yes. And hopefully you all are ready to accept that challenge, players, coaches, as well as administrators. Our schedule is obviously challenging in the league. Each and every one of our games has meaning on our opportunity to play in postseason and perhaps even to have a team selected in the at-large. But the challenge we also see in terms of our non-league play is something that prepares us for that postseason outside of league. And I think, again, we see that our teams have stepped up and are ready to play against some of the top FCS teams in the East. And hopefully we'll continue to be successful at that level. Due to our continued partnership with CBS Sports Network, this year we will have 4 games televised nationally. 2 will be as part of our Patriot League package, and the other 2 will come as part of packages either with ESPN or the Ivy League agreement with NBC Sports Network. But 4 games nationally televised will give us the opportunity for media and the public and fans at large, as well as your parents and alumni and friends, to see us play on television and to continue to see the kind of success that we have on the playing field. Certainly that's only part of our television exposure because our institutions have been wonderful partners in stepping up and televising games through their institutional packages, and we thank our schools for doing that, as well as for our television partners that work with us closely to expose our teams and our product on the playing field. Just a couple words about the league. I think, as all of you know, we made an announcement in February. Council of Presidents determined that it should be permissive for our teams to give scholarships, or as we call it, athletic merit aid, to incoming football players that will be recruited and will first come onto our campuses in the fall of 2013. That was this huge step for the league. We think that it was not so much about trying to spend money or additional dollars, but it was really about how we want to spend our money in meaningful ways and giving our institutions the opportunity to decide whether or not they want to spend their dollars with athletic merit aid or continue to award some form of need-limited aid as we have in the past, along with the academic merit aid that some of our schools currently offer. The intention for the presidents was predominantly to stabilize the league and to ensure that the league continues to be strong and viable and competitive and well-positioned to continue to offer the kind of competitive opportunities on the field, but most importantly, the kind of experience and the developmental experience that our players receive through their sport participation as part of their overall educational experience. We think it will strengthen us and stabilize the league and encourage others to maybe consider joining the league as a member of our football conference, if not all sport league, but those decisions still remain to be seen. But I think it was a monumental step for the league, and certainly one that continues to espouse our high academic standards and our expectation for success on the playing field, but also in the classroom, and continue to lead the country in graduation rates and performance in the classroom. So I applaud our presidents for their support and their decision, but I think nothing changes in terms of our philosophy and how we think about the integration of football and athletics into the overall educational experience for our student athletes. Lastly, I just want to make a few comments about some things happening at the national level. 2 years ago, we expanded the playoff bracket from 16 teams to 20. So this will be our third year with 20 teams in playoffs. Obviously, that increases the opportunities for our teams to be selected as at-large. It added an extra round in terms of our competitive structure. There is conversation underway, and I think probably close to approval, that would expand the bracket to 24. So that would probably be for the 2013 season. We are waiting approval from the NCAA Board of Directors to approve the funding that would allow us to invite 24 teams into our playoff structure. Again, I think a sign that both the participation levels and the number of schools sponsoring FCS football continues to grow. The quality of competition on the playing field continues to be very strong. And FCS football, playing at the FCS division level, continues to be a very viable place and a very strong place for football and academia, and that we can combine the combination of both football and athletics at the FCS level in a very positive and successful way. So stay tuned. I think other things that are underway are really thinking about how we continue to market and brand FCS football and increase the visibility in both television as well as public awareness, because we truly believe that playing and competing at this level is a very viable form of Division I football, and we are the only Division I football subdivision that has a championship. Last but not least, I just want to say thanks to some of our administrators that are here today. Joe Starrett, Bill Griffin from Lehigh, sponsor Mark Donnelly from Nelligan Sports Network, our sports marketing, part of our league sponsorship, as well as Jim McConaughey and John Chiago from our officiating group. I don't know if they're here with us yet or not. They were in the back room going over rules and regulations with our coaches, as we typically do before the start of Media Day. I wanted just to give a little bit of a shout out to Jim McConaughey, who is our coordinator of football officiating, and to the crews that officiate our games. Last year, it was a very successful season for our officiating crews on the field as well. In spite of the fact that some of you may not agree with all their calls, I'm here to tell you that they are highly respected, not only in the East, but nationally in terms of how they call games and the quality of officiating that they give us week in and week out. The evidence of that was that for the first time last year, we had 5 different crews that officiated in the NCAA playoffs throughout all of the FCS championship games, including our crew with John Chiago as our umpire on the national championship game down in Frisco, Texas. So the crews are respected, highly thought of. They earn their way on the field, as you do as players and coaches. And I hope, in spite of how you may agree or disagree with some of their opinions on the field, they do their job and they do it extremely well and are highly respected throughout the country. I think on that related note, given all the emphasis and the concern about concussion and injury and health and well-being of our student athletes, it certainly is at the forefront of what we do and how we ask our officials to call the game, as well as how we ask you as players and coaches to play the game. We are very, very cognizant that football can be a very physical game. It is a very physical game, and if not played properly, or if not officiated properly, it can be a dangerous game. And so I think combined effort across the league with coaches and players, as well as our officiating crews, our intention is to make sure that these games are played well and hard and aggressive and physical, but also according to the rules and with the safety of the players in mind. So with that said, last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my staff. Certainly Matt, you see at the podium, Rich Waninger, James Green and Jimmy Johnson, who our regular crew around our media relations staff. They certainly are the ones responsible for putting this on. And as you checked in this morning, you saw our 2 summer interns, Nick and Rachel, who work with us throughout the year to make sure, throughout the summer, to make sure that we get ready for the media day. And I want to thank them for their support and assistance as well. So enjoy the day. I hope some of you will stay around for golf and enjoy the nice weather that we have today and the socializing, as well as get some work done here. So good luck to all. Everybody is undefeated right now, and I know that you plan to be that way at the end of the season. And I wish you great season, great success, and look forward to watching you play on the field. Thank you.